Peppa Pig and her family really needed a vacation, so they decided to go on a cruise. Yay! Peppa was especially excited because they were going on a special cruise ship, the Barbie cruise ship. All aboard! Mommy, Daddy, Peppa, and George all got on the cruise ship, and George was very excited to take some pictures. George thought he would get the best pictures if he climbed to the top of the railing. Daddy told him not to climb, that he could get hurt. But for some reason, George did not listen. Look at him, he climbed up so high. That was not a good choice. Look how dangerous that is. George went to take a picture, but whoops! His camera fell in the ocean. Daddy said, told you so, you should have listened to me. Now get down from there before you fall in the ocean too. George decided to listen this time, and he quickly climbed down. He then told his daddy he was sorry. Peppa and Mommy didn't want to hear what punishment George was going to get, so they quickly went to the pool. Whoa! The Barbie cruise ship pool was amazing! Look! There's a dolphin that squirted out water, and Mommy was very excited about getting wet. Peppa thought that playing in the pool was as much fun as playing in some muddy puddles. Now it's time to go down the slide. I wonder who will win. On your mark, get set, go! Here's a replay, and I think it was a tie. Mommy thought that was so much fun, she told Peppa, let's do that again. Peppa didn't want to get wet anymore, so she said, why don't we just lay out and relax and get a tan? So relaxing. While Peppa and Mommy were sunbathing, Daddy thought that he should try surfing. But there was one small problem. The surfboard sunk to the bottom of the pool. I guess Daddy was too heavy. George tried out the surfboard and it floated, but George did not have good balance. So instead of surfing, they decided to race down the slide, just like Peppa and Mommy did. Whee! That was fun! But ouch! It looks like George fell on his head. Oh no, and look at Peppa and Mommy! They both have sunburns on their snouts! That looks painful! So Peppa and Mommy and George and Daddy decided that they might as well go back to their room. Besides the sunburn and George hitting his head after going down the slide, Peppa Pig and her family have had a great vacation. If you want to see more Peppa Pig videos, please click like and also subscribe. All toy collector fans, I was wondering, have you ever been hurt after going down a slide? Please write yes or no in the comments section. Thanks for watching, and please click on any of these pictures to watch another video by All Toy Collector. Thank you.